why this has not gotten more coverage. I only saw this because it was on Reddit, and the video itself doesn't have a lot of views. But Mike Tyson, or at least like it was like a Mike Tyson like fan channel or something, posted sparring footage earlier. Apparently, this was actually posted like 3 months ago, and I never even heard about it. Yeah, and it was a full round of him sparring for the Jake Paul fight. And look, Iron Mike is a legend. He is one of the greatest of all time. And I feel blessed to have been in the same time and to have seen him compete and so on and so forth. He is, I mean...
He is whatever his age is.
He is 58 years old.
Jesus.
And dude, they could pump him full of motor oil. They could inject that into his veins.
Don't get me wrong, dude. I work with the elderly. There's some strong elderly people out there.
Oh, no, absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. There are physical freaks, and Mike Tyson's a physical freak. But there's only so much you can do when a guy has a 30-year age gap on you.
I mean, anything could happen, though. Let's not sell Mike short, because I think no matter what, he's got 2 rounds to make something happen.
Yeah, and these are 2-minute rounds, by the way. So it's 8
Which is
2-minute
good.
rounds. So he only has to compete for 16 minutes, hypothetically. But look, here's what's going to happen. November 15th. Jake Paul is going out there, and he very well might flatline Mike Tyson.
Or gas out and get knocked out.
No, he's not going to do that. Because the guy, it's still, even though he's competing in a weight class that's not his, it's still a guy who's 28 years old against guys 58 years old.
No, you're not lying. And statistically, we know. Remember we did our research about like the oldest guy to beat a young guy in boxing, kind of the dude, it hasn't happened in
decades.
Yes.
Yeah.
But not impossible.
It's not impossible. No.
Not impossible. There is a percentage of chick. Because no matter what, Josh, at the end of the day, and I know I'm trying to sell this here, it is still Mike Tyson in there. Now, granted, that doesn't mean that that's Mike Tyson of 20 years ago, at least.
Look, and here's the thing. Here's the issue, too, that I remember, like, Jake Paul at like a press conference said, like, whenever he's like shit talking New York City, he's like, you guys are just like Mike. You were better 20 years ago. You were good 20 years ago. You suck now. And it's like, Mike Tyson wasn't a good boxer 20 years ago. 20 years ago, he was getting knocked out by journeymen. Like, that's just the harsh reality of it. Like, Kevin McBride beat him in his last. Mike quit on the stool in his last fight against Kevin McBride, who was like 30-19.
Granted, he also said he was done at that point. Like, he realized, like,
absolutely. And I think if he was motivated, he probably would have won that fight. He was up on the scorecards when he quit anyway. Like, he just didn't give a fuck. But the fight before that, he got knocked out by Danny Williams, who's just a straight up British journeyman. You know what I mean? Who, fun fact,
he's still competing, right?
Still competing. Got knocked out by, oh my God, fought in Bellator for the longest time. Sergey Kharitonov. He's got knocked out by Sergey Kharitonov.
I think we looked that up too.
Yeah, just to give you perspective where Danny Williams is at. But yeah, I mean, in that sparring footage, what'd you think? He's old. That's all you can say. He's old.
He looks like a older gentleman who is still athletic, but is clearly not as fast as he was when he was young, and can't have that explosiveness, that speed that he once had. He can look good for short periods of time, but he's not. I don't know how good he'll look for how many rounds? 10 rounds?
It's going to be 8 rounds.
8 rounds. I mean, look, there's stuff that are in this paper: 2-minute rounds, 8-minute rounds, or 2-minute rounds that are.
So it's 8 2-minute rounds.
8 2-minute rounds. Jesus Christ! Thank you for helping me there.
No, I got you. No,
I feel like that does benefit. With the UFC with 5-minute rounds, but
exactly. I mean,
though that is like there's stuff there that can assist them, and like I said, Jake, like at the end of the day, Josh, like the boxing vision, what Mike's seen. Granted, the brain is not as quick as it once was.
No,
all that. The reaction time is not the same. He does have stuff in there and tools that can help him and things that he can do, but it's like how much of that can get him through against the youth.
I agree with you, and it's a big...
B-Hop needs to be in the corner, bro, to help him out.
But here's the craziest part, too. B-Hop was like almost 10 years younger than Mike when he retired.
48?
49.
49.
Or when he... Actually, I don't think he retired until he was 51, but he'd stopped being competitive at 49.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, man. Although, could you imagine, like, the legend of Mike Tyson, like how much it would grow if he went out there and beat the shit out of Jake
people
Paul?
Want Jake to lose.
Yeah, I want him to lose, dude. If I
think people would move. I think people would start, like, I might be exaggerating, but I think Muhammad Ali would be not talked about as much just because Mike would knock out Jake. I bullshit you not. At least in modern conversation.
There are like a lot of boxing hardcores who talk shit on Mike Tyson. I'm not sure if you've ever seen this, but like,
100%, yeah.
Because they're like, oh, he wasn't as good as whatever. They'd love it. He'd be the GOAT. He'd be the GOAT if he knocked out Jake Paul. Honestly, I don't give a fuck.
Just because people hate him that much.
That's That's basically it. And I don't know how you don't feel shame if you're. I mean, I know he doesn't feel
Dude,
shame.
there's people our age who, you know, they don't really watch sports a lot, but they're like, dude, yeah, Mike, I hope Mike knocks the fuck out of him, or Mike's gonna knock him out. And I'm just like,
It's because, like, dude, I mean, it's just we're past the point of the shtick being interesting.